Hello there, Pokemon fans. I am sorry I have not gotten you guys an update lately. I've just been a little bit busy. I had paper and a test last week or so that I've been working on. I also had an article that just came out for 6 prizes. It's on the front page. It's about the deck I'm playing in this match, which is Mewtwo, Celebi, Tornadus, Mewtwo and Friends, the Celebi, Skyro Bridge deck, whatever you want to call it. I haven't really seen a greatly established name aside from Mewtwo, Celebi, I guess. But this is the second game in a best of three involving that deck. The first game was my last upload. It's a donk. It has me talking in the beginning, so it doesn't really look like a game, but it is, I promise. It's just like a minute long. But anyways, this is game two. Mark Oliver gets to go first. He plays the Professor Oak's new theory. He doesn't have the collector, unfortunately, in game two or game one or game two. And he whiffs on any basics in the pond. Does attach the water energy though, and gets off the icicle barbs for 20. He hits heads on that one, so there's a little bit of retribution, I guess, but pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things, and how Tornadus actually gets knocked out based on just numbers and stuff. But I attached the Eviolite, which is going to be nice if I can get two of them out there and really slow down Mark's ability to double freeze and make him double freeze more. The more I double freeze him, the more likely it is that I'm able to, have him miss one and get an attack that I wouldn't normally get to have. I benched the Mewtwo EX. It's a proxy. I haven't gotten mine yet. My box hasn't even come in yet, but I will give you guys an opening video when I do that. I'm also probably going to do opening videos for two of my friends' boxes, so, a lot of openings. Hopefully you guys will like those, But, I'll try and keep those in a separate playlist, so if you're really not into them, you can just kind of avoid them, stick to my battle and analysis stuff, but, a lot of people like those, and I, would like to do a couple. But, I hit the pond as well. I made a misplay. I had a fighting energy in my hand before that I didn't attach. Just sort of foolish, because I knew I probably wouldn't be able to get the Tornadus attacking this turn for the donk anyways. It would have taken a really, really good hand. Coming off of a Professor Oak's new theory to do it, and I didn't get it, so I ended up passing and missing the energy attachment on the hole. So that was bad on my part, but I guess it won't change the course of the game entirely if I don't hit the DCE. He's going to evolve to the Vanillish, the Stage 1, I believe. It's the Stage 1, I just can't remember if it's Vanillish or Rimlight. That's really been, something I've continuously missed for who knows how long, probably every game I've narrated against this deck, which is a few I did for another channel, and then these. But he collectors this turn, which is nice. We're actually going to get a full game in, it looks like. He grabs the traditional double Oddish, which you always want to grab in case one gets catcher, so you can still get out your Vileplume. And he also grabs a Victini. The Victini is not always the best thing to grab in this situation, simply because it can be catchered out. However, he did get out the Vanillux, or not the Vanillux, the Vanillish. So it's probably a good idea. He can get a 75% chance of paralysis with using Victory Star and Ice Beam. He does get the paralysis against me, and I'm going to catcher. I play a Pluck out to an Oddish with no energy just to kind of slow down his attachments, make him waste an energy. I know the Trainer Lock's coming soon, so I don't feel bad wasting a catcher. And then I Juniper. I attach to my Tornadus, I believe it's Fighting Energy, and here I Junk Arm to get back the Pokegear. This is nice just because I know that, one, I'm getting rid of a Junk Arm, which is going to be a worthless trainer in my hand in the late game, and two, I'm also getting a supporter for the next turn so I can not dead draw. I need to hit all my energy attachments to have enough energy on the field to really stand a chance against this deck if it gets set up. And even then, it's still a pretty nasty matchup, even if I do get a ton of energy on the field. The prize exchange ratio just is bad. It's 2-to-1 either way. Either I use EXs to one-hit KO, or I have to use two regular Pokemon, which to KO the one Vanillux. So either way, it's a 2-to-1 exchange. It's not going to go in my favor. Anyways, I benched the Shaman EX because I know he doesn't run catcher, and I don't have anything to fear. And I know Shaman EX is going to be a force in the late game, so it's a good idea to get it out when I can. And then I'm just forced to pass because I'm paralyzed. Mark is going to play another Professor Oak's new theory and draw up to 6 cards. And we'll see if he can get the Vileplume out. That would definitely be pretty big. He plays the Water to retreat, gets out the Vanillux. Benches another Vanillish. We're going to go with Vanillish as the stage 1. Another Ice Cream Cone basic, rather. And there is the Rare Candy Vileplume. He showed it to the top of the camera. I've cropped this so you get a little bit better of a view of what's actually going on the field. But he gets the Candy Vileplume. So he's got the setup before I take any prizes. He's actually going to take the first prize. This is, horrible for my setup. I'm supposed to be, the faster deck by a mile. But, he's the one with the setup, so we'll see if he can get out, that second Vanillux. It's probably going to be curtains for me. But, I won game 1, fairly quickly, so, 3 minutes. So we have time to play out 2 full games, pretty much no matter what, so I'm not going to scoop it. I play the Professor Oak's New Theory, and we'll see what I get. Hopefully, some energy. There's really not too much else that can help me. He's got the 2 energy. He'll be able to take the KO this turn, probably using Frost Breath. Frost Breath is the 60 damage and just straight 60 damage for 2 water energy. That's what he does. He doesn't have to flip anything. He doesn't want to push his luck with flips if he doesn't have to. I promote Celebi. I top deck the Sky Arrow Bridge, which turns out to be really big if you really carefully follow how close this game gets. But top decks are always a big part of any match that you play. I then am able to Professor Oaks yet again. A lot of shuffle draw being played in this game, to be honest. It's kind of a little risky on my part, actually, just because the number of draw supporters I've played, including Junipers, I'm going to get my deck pretty thin pretty quick here. Like, even looking at it now, it's not too beefy considering I'm going to take 6 cards out of that. So, see a Junk Arm, I think. The only problem with this crop is that you can't really see my hand, but hand speculation is only so good with this kind of stuff. I attach the DCE to Mewtwo EX, and I'm just going to Hurricane. I do have one too many energy on that Tornadus. That's probably that, or I don't have the DCE on it. I can't really tell. I'm guessing that I probably have 3 basic energy on it. There's no reason to attach 4 energy to Tornadus knowing it's going to get paralyzed in all likelihood. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's definitely grass energy underneath the fighting. So he's going to be able to get down the rescue energy, which is going to be really nice for him rebuilding his setup. If he can get out the stage 1 ice cream cone, he's going to have the seamless Vanillux lines going. And he'll probably be able to get the other one to Vanillux before the second Vanillux would get KO'd. I attached to my Shaman EX, just knowing I'm going to need it later. And I Juniper yet again. I said my deck was getting thin then, and taking 7 cards out of it is definitely not going to make it any thicker. And I benched the second Celebi. Not really too sure why. There's no reason to. Based on trainer lock, there's no threat of him being catchered. But I pass. Still being paralyzed and all. And not sure what Mark's playing. He played his own Juniper. So, Mark's definitely going to have a good shot at getting the second Vanillux out there. He attaches the water energy, and it takes a little bit of time to make any decisions, so I'm guessing that means that he didn't hit the stage 1, and obviously double freezes, so he didn't. There's no reason not to play that if you don't hit it. And he's just going to double freeze me. I'm going to Collector. This thins my deck out. It's going to let me grab another non-EX attacker to finish off this KO. I don't want to waste an EX when they can potentially one-shot a full Vanillux with no damage on it. There's no reason to do that, so I want to finish this KO with either Tornadus or Terrakion. So I'm probably going to bench one of those. I bench the Tornadus. Probably that means that I have a lot of fighting in the discard. Or just, not in my deck. I can see I already have one on the field, so it would probably be a good idea to use Tornadus. And I'm just forced to pass again because of paralysis. Mark, on the other hand, is completely in the driver's seat right now. The only thing that he's missing is the second Vanillix in the background. He has that set up, and this game is pretty much his to win. I think he's going to be forced to take me out this turn, though, which means that I have the potential to one-hit KO, or not one-hit KO, rather, return KO that Vanillix and put him in a situation where he might have to use Ice Beam in order to paralyze me, which is about a 20% chance more likely to fail. So he's just going to think this over. There's not really too much to think, though. It's one of those situations where you're going to rack your brain for some kind of alternative means of keeping the lockdown or something like that. But right now, there's just nothing he can do other than take me out. And yeah, I don't know what you can do. There's just that much to say about it. It's one of those situations where you just got to take the prize and hope your opponent doesn't draw too well. I do have the Skyro Bridge in place, so Celebi has free retreat. I do get what looks to be the DCE and Grass Energy down, so I will be able to take the prize using Tornadus, which is nice. It's exactly what I wanted. And I think that will actually be my first prize. Right now I'm down 2 prize cards. This is not a good situation. Especially against a deck that, requires as much setup as Vanillix does. It's really behind the 8 ball even now. He recovers because of Vanillix's rescue energy, so he gets to put all that back into his hand. And we will see him redrop the stage 1 and 2 here shortly. He promotes the Oddish because of Skyro Bridge and has free retreat. I know there's glare, so it's hard to see that. And he's going to play the Professor Oaks. It's like the 3rd or 4th one he's played so far, so, a lot of shuffle drawn. He's going through a lot of his deck. I mean, he's already played a Juniper too, so he can't have too many cards that he hasn't seen. So it's surprising that he hasn't gotten out the really the Vanillix lines as much as he would have wanted. The other thing to note is that he did just Professor Oak away his one Vanillix that he had from the Rescue Energy, so he won't be able to evolve into that next turn unless he hits one again, which puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage. And he's probably going to have to Ice Beam here. He retreats from Skyro Bridge, but he promotes the Cleffa, which means that he really must not have liked the hand he Professor Oak's into. And his Cleffa stays awake, so this is, opening the door to opportunity for me. A minute ago I said I was behind the 8 ball, but, now it's really my game to, kind of come back from, and I'm in a lot better of a position than I was 2 turns ago. I'm going to be able to take prizes on consecutive turns, which against Vanillix, they've got Vileplume now. That's kind of almost unheard of. But I'm going to Hurricane. I don't move the energy in that situation, which makes me believe that I attach the double colorless to do this. An unfortunate thing, but I wanted to take that prize. I don't want to leave an EX to be paralyzed locked. So, gotta waste another double colorless energy. It doesn't really kill me too much. Mewtwo looks like he's got a good amount of energy, and if I can hit a draw support or 2, I should be able to pretty much get the rest of the energy out of my deck. Mark is going to Collector here. He's going to grab another Ice Cream Cone Basic or 2 of them actually, and another Victory Star Victini. This allows him to thin his deck and also get another Vanillish out. And he's going to Ice Beam here. He misses the first one, but he does hit the second one with Victory Star. Again, that would have been, really crucial if he had missed that one too. He would then have a board almost completely depleted of energy, and it would have been a really nice spot for me. I'm just going to go ahead and attach the Grass Energy to Shaman EX, knowing I'm going to, need Shaman EX in the late game. It's pretty much a monster, and it's nice against Trainer Lock that you can bench it so safely. After that, I'm just pretty much forced to pass. And Mark plays what looks like Professor Elm's training method. You can see the card he gets out is obviously a proxy. It is the Vanillix from Next Destinies. That'll be pictured right here. But he shows it briefly, just flashes it. You can't really read it because of the glare or anything. Maybe if he had some really good eyes and a fast reader, he could have. But basically, the selling point of that Vanillix is it has an ability which you can use from the bench as well that mimics Warp Point from the last format, which is basically like a card. It's basically like a double switch. You switch first, then your opponent switches. So that can be really nice for continuing the Paralyzed lock when you need to. And in tandem with Sky Bridge, you can switch out to, say, his Victini, and then switch back to a Vanillix and really keep my half of the Paralyzed lock going, while his half is, he only needs the one Vanillix out that uses Double Freeze. So now we're in a situation where he's going to start using this Warp Point ability. It's actually called Slippery Soul. He's going to start using Slippery Soul to rotate me out into different Pokemon. He's also going to play a Stadium. It's Pokemon Center. That'll also, I'll put an image in right here. Pokemon Center allows you to heal 20 damage off of one of your benched Pokemon during your turn. The problem with this is that it's going to help me as well, especially since he's Ice Beaming right now. He's only doing 20 damage to me, so really, every turn that he Ice Beams, I can heal the Ice Beam from that he did one of the previous turns. So he's not really keeping much damage on the board. The thing that he could be doing here, though, is he's definitely thinning my deck. I've played a few Professor Oaks. I do run the 2 End and Shuffle Draw, and I play another Oaks there. But, if he gets me in a situation where I've used all my Shuffle Draw and I just keep drawing, he could deck me out before I actually take my 6 prizes. So I'm going to punt, just not wanting to miss the energy attachments when I'm trying to beef up that Mewtwo on the bench, making sure that it can one-hit KO any of his Vanillix. I think I'm about an energy shy at this point. I also want to be able to attack with Tornadus, except I think that has 2 double colors, so he's actually good to attack. And I won't need to keep replenishing him and attaching to him to keep attacking. So I just pass because there's nothing else to really do, and it's going to go back to Mark. He really needs those Vanillix. I don't know if prized or not prized. I think he has one of the. He has shuffled one into his deck. There's at least one in his deck from when he got the Rescue Energy and shuffled it back. I think that's the only one I've knocked out, though. I've only taken 2 prizes, the Cleffa and the Vanillix, so, maybe the other 2 are either prized or he's just not hitting them. But he's going to continue to Slippery Soul me. I just go into another Celebi. I have 3 Celebi on the bench. I bench the 3rd one, simply seeing the Slippery Soul kind of chain coming. And just being able to go between 2 Celebis really helps me in that I'm not going to have to sacrifice anything with energy on my side of the field. And I could, really care less if he takes out a Celebi, other than the prize card I'll take from it. So I'm going to draw. I hit another energy, I believe, and I probably should play it, but we'll see. The other thing that I could run that could really be cool for this matchup would be the Psychic Energy to prevent the Double Freeze, except for the fact that he runs the no, actually, the Time Circle would totally prevent him from using his Vanillix to attack. So that could be kind of cool, but, it's kind of a little gimmicky, and I'd rather not do it. He's going to Victory Star for the Ice Beam, and he does the 20 damage, but he misses the Paralyzation. This means that I can go out to Tornadus and take a prize that way. I'm also able to knock out the Sky Arrow Bridge, or knock out the Pokemon Center with the Sky Arrow Bridge, rather. Also very nice. This means that I don't even have to pay Celebi's retreat cost. And, the 80 damage I'm going to do with Hurricane is going to get me my 3rd prize, so I think we're tied on prizes now. And he's just going to promote his Victini. It's his only basic on the field, and has free retreat. So that's nice. He benches another Ice Cream Cone Basic, and I believe the card he just played was Twins. So actually he has 4 prizes, and I misspoke. So kind of surprising that I somehow took the prize lead, despite the fact that he turned 3 Vanillix and Vileplume me. You know, usually that's, especially when you go first, usually that's a sign that you're probably going to win this game. But, you know, aside from getting the initial setup, the only other pitfall of this deck is really making sure you have enough Vanillix. And, you know, Mark has had some unfortunate luck and not been able to hit those Vanillix. Now he's forced to double freeze yet again. Or rather, he got out the Vanillix. Sorry, I guess I missed that. And he is. It looks like he missed the double freeze there, so that's really going to cost him both energy on the board and you know, the Vanillix itself. I'm just going to count the energy, make sure I have enough. I have double colorless on there, so I think there's actually 7 between us, which will do 140, which is enough to take him out. So I X-Ball, and I am within 2 prizes of taking back this game. He's going to promote his Victini, and he's going to grab another Twins, so he's going to be able to get out another Vanillix, I believe. Unless the last one is prized at this point. Or maybe, is there one in the discard? He runs 3 of the Frost Breath one. There's 1 in the discard, so unless 2 of them are prized, he should have been able to get them. So I guess that means that 2 are prized, or maybe I'm not accounting for 1. He could have Junipered 1 away when he played Juniper. He goes for the Ice Beam. He misses, and he misses the second time. I don't put the 20 damage on, but I don't think it will be too much of a big deal. I should be able to X-Ball and take the prize. And at this point, it looks like I've pretty much won. I'm going to be able to Revenge Burst after he takes out this Mewtwo, and he should have taken 4 to 5 prizes at that point, which means that Shaman will be hitting for 150 to 180, and that's more than anything in his deck can handle. So at this point, he's just kind of sitting on the Victini as his active, and I don't really think there's anything he can do. He's going to be able to attach to his Vanillish, his Ice Cream Cone Basic. I really can't remember their names. And I think that that's a Flower Shop Lady that he just played. He also has to grab basics, or not basics, Pokemon. So he's going to be able to get those into his deck. But unless he's got something like a Cleffa that he can eke for, there's nothing he can really do to prevent me from just X-balling him next turn. He played his supporter. He's got no real other means to search. So he's going to promote his Vanillix, hoping I can't knock it out, but I have the DC in hand to X-Ball for 140 knockout in game. So that's going to be it, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out my article on 6prizes.com, and I'll catch you later.